Hey guys, Dante here. I think we've had enough of that intro. Welcome back to my overview of New York Comic-Con 2016. This is the final video, and I'm going to show you all the cool stuff I picked up at Comic-Con, all the cool people I ran into. We're going to walk the showroom floor, artist alley, and a few extra places. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the overview. Alright, so Steven Universe finished, or rather the panel's still going on, but now they're just asking a lot of questions. We're gonna right now walk our way all the way down to the Jacob Javits Center. I'm thinking once I wiggle my way around the main show floor, I'm gonna head over to Artist Alley and meet some cool people. Let's go. Con. But we'll start the door though. As I said before, I'm going to start off at Artist Alley, and over here you have a nice overlook of all the different artists at their tables and everyone trying to squeeze in to get autographs, photographs, you name it. So rather than deal with a camera here, we're going to deal with a camera here. This is my table, so let's show you what I have on the table. First things first is this lovely piece of artwork done by two of the guys behind Man of Action. Now, you definitely know them. They were the guys behind Ben 10 and Generator Rex. Now normally they do more adult themed comics, but this time they want to do a comic for the family, so they made Camp Nightmare. It's basically a comic about a girl. By the way, it was both signed and autographed by the artist and the writer, which is pretty cool. Anyway, a comic about a girl who gets on the wrong bus when going to camp and then has to decide if she wants to stay in that camp or try to blend in. The thing is, the camp is for monsters, so she has to decide if she wants to pretend to be one or try to escape. Now, if you're looking for something more mature and not, digging into your pocket, check out this one, Sunstone. This is done by an artist named Stepan Sejic. That's S-E-J-K. I cannot pronounce his last name. Sorry. And it's actually a comic about S&M. That's right. This gentleman right here, he writes and draws this comic, and it's about two women in a S&M relationship, and he knows how to make characters you care for. The writing for this truly makes you get invested in these two women. It is a very good comic. It's on DeviantArt, so it's might be erotic, but not pornographic. However, that doesn't mean you should be reading it at your job. Don't do that. Going to another mature comic, also free online, is a comic by the name of Menage a Trois, or Menage a Three. And these three ladies are part of the main cast. And this artwork is done by a woman by the name of Giselle. That's her right here. Giselle draws and co-writes the comic, along with 3 or so other comics that intertwine with it. And she went and drew a picture and signed every piece of artwork, every book, everything you bought from her. She took a moment to sign it, draw on it, and even handed out free stickers. You have these cute little chibi stickers, all done in her art style, a kind of exaggeration on the Archie comics. And this little vampire character is from another one of her comics called Eerie Cuties, along with this succubi. So she does one that's more realistic and one that's more fantasy. So check it out. Menage a Three. I mean, look at them. One thing I love is that she could do different nationalities. White, Asian, she's an Hispanic. And all the girls have this. They're all really beautiful women, but they're not exaggerated like many comics. They don't have giant breasts. Well, except for Dee Dee, but you have to read the comic to know about her. By the way, that's also another comic you should not read at work. Not pornographic, but definitely rated R. I also came across a few artists I didn't expect. This is, I believe, husband and wife named Comfort and Adam. And they have their own comic, but I was really intrigued by their fan art. I believe he drew the picture, she colored it, and they also use a nice texture to make the whole thing feel like a pencil drawing. Like they want to try and lean away from the digital style, even though it was done digitally. And come on, never ending story, you can't go wrong with that. Now, if you're looking for nostalgia, you're gonna like this book. It's basically a sketchbook by Aaron Alexovic. If I say it wrong, forgive me. And this is him right here, by the way. It is a sketchbook highlighting characters that he's worked on, like these two ladies right here, or rather the same lady at different ages. He has worked on a personal comic for almost 10 years involving weird character stuff like that, Frankenstein women, really nice ink work. But you might know him for his character designs on a famous TV show, a famous cartoon, Invader Zim. That's right, he helped design all these characters. He designed the stupid president, he designed the giant fat pig from the pizzeria episode. He's designed a lot of bizarre characters from this series. And this sketchbook, it highlights it. Highlights all the weird things, even stuff you probably didn't see in the show. It's in here. Now, we're gonna go from Artist Alley. People I recognize and continue to people I didn't even know. So I picked up these little buttons. Oh, let me get that. Here we go. So these little buttons are just Steven Universe buttons. And you can find a whole bunch of people drawing the different characters. I just want to highlight it and give a shout out to this lovely lady right here. Let me see if it gets in focus. There we go. If you see yourself and you have a Facebook account or a YouTube account, link on the bottom. You were awesome. Your artwork was awesome. And, well, Garnet is just awesome. So it just adds up a lot. So let's get out of Artist Alley and back to the showroom floor to a bunch of guys that didn't have a table, but rather had to buy a booth. You have Genuine Brain Butter. These guys just do bizarre, ugly looking stuff like this thumb head character, or this jar they gave me with a brain and a screaming mouth and a kind of neck beard. It's not a jar, sorry, it's a glass, for drinking, of course. Just look at how weird that guy is. Yeah, so Genuine Brain Butter, I think it has an Instagram on the back. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Instagram, check them out. It's just artwork for the sake of artwork on t-shirts, on hats, on beer containers, whatever. They have it. I also want to point out another artist, Jam's Art. So check out this website. Everything he makes is by hand. He sculpts by hand. He makes copies in resin, and he gave me this. This is, once again, by hand, hand casted in resin. It's this weird sculpture of a two-mouth monster. And you know what? Let's open this up. Let's open it right now. The first time I'm opening it. Even comes with a cool little sticker with a kind of radiation symbol and sketches of his characters. And look at the quality of this. The teeth, the eyes, I think he has two noses on him. And they all come in different colors. So, he makes mutants and creatures and this weird little bug animals. And he had a table outside of Artist Alley in an area called The Block. So now we're back upstairs on the main showroom floor. Aisles and aisles of toys, t-shirts, hats, handmade goods. If you're looking for it, they most likely have it. And boy, look at that crowd. You're going to do a lot of shuffling in here down at Comic-Con, so be patient and you'll find that anime figurine you love oh so much. On the same floor we had a nice sneak peek at Ruby, or rather the video game Ruby. It was a giant booth compared to Rooster Teeth's smaller little tent from last year. All new artwork on their big run of Ruby, and they were showcasing their new video game. Let's be honest, the animation for Ruby always did tend to lean towards the more video game-esque style, so you can't blame the fact that there's lines of people shoving their ways to get in here. I just love those character designs, they're so much fun. There was even a corner for people who didn't have a chance to dress up. Look at that guy smiling. Pretty much they dolled you up in any kind of makeup you wanted, a la Joker style. Speaking of which, I love these little Harley Quinn kind of 1920s style figurines. They have Wonder Woman as well, and of course Catwoman. Very cute. You can probably find them in most art stores, most comic book stores. Chibi-esque. I love them. But if you're looking for something a bit more hardcore, check these out. These guys are just about a foot tall, articulated, fully detailed Ninja Turtle figurines. At first glance, they actually look like the costumes at first glance because they're completely inspired by the Jim Henson Ninja Turtle costumes. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, they also had these con exclusive figurines based on the original comic. It had Foot Clan soldiers, kind of a super Foot Clan soldier, a Utrom, or Krang if you want to call it, and the original Shredder. Now, for any of you guys who grew up in the 90s, you're going to remember, of course, all of these cartoons. This is the Nickelodeon box, or the Nick box. It has everything from a CatDog USB port, Our Real Monster magnets, a Stimpy mug, a Reptar, even a little Cynthia figurine. Isn't that freaking adorable? And yes, you're not mistaken, there was a Chucky costume, and, of course, cards to give to your friends. We're talking Hey Arnold Valentine's Day cards, Get Well Soon cards for your friends from two of your favorite brothers, Happy Birthday from the Wild Thornberries, each one styled based on a Nickelodeon cartoon. They're going to be making another box like this, so just go online and type in the Nick box and you'll see another one coming up within the next month or so. Push my way back through the aisles, you have, you know, once again, all these silly little things like superhero underwear, sexy Wonder Woman, sexy Harley Quinn. I'm sure somewhere there's sexy Batman. And speaking of sexy, all those cute little anime figurines people love to collect. All the pretty girls and all the shirtless boys. You can't blame it, it's Japan. And speaking again of Japan, they had an entire booth dedicated to the awesomeness that is Power Rangers. These are die-cast remakes of the original Megazord, fully articulated, and look at that beautiful shiny chrome. All your favorite characters the way they should be represented. But if you're not into big figurines, maybe you'll like the smaller ones. Like these guys. A little chibi Lord Zed, chibi Red Ranger, Pink Ranger, and right beneath them was a chibi Megazord. Perfect to go on your little table. Work table, in your office, hide it from your boss. Connected to the booth was also another Combiner legend, Voltron. Once again, die-cast metal, fully articulated, beautifully detailed, probably weighs a ton, probably cost a lot of money as well. And just look at that shine. My camera actually had trouble filming it because of all that shiny chrome. In the same booth around the corner was something a bit more unique. Brought to you by Bandai. We have something you probably never thought about. Japanese Toy Story. That's right, these are Combiner figurines. Transforming figurines. All based on a faux Japanese Buzz Lightyear and Friends anime. We have Buzz Lightyear with the Martian as his hands, or rather his arms, in a giant spacesuit. We have Rex, we have the pig, we have the horse, and we have Woody all combined into one figurine. And then all of them together into a massive monstrosity that you would only see in a kid's cartoon. Further down we had these guys. These were really cool, detailed samurai Spider-Man with metal grappling hooks and armor to boot. Now you can't go too far in a Comic-Con without seeing a little bit of Mega Man, let it be X or the original. These are repaints of the Mega Man helmets that came out maybe a year ago. You have a pink, you have a green, and you have a silver. I'm not sure which Mega Man powers represent, but if you like a different color, you have it. Along with that, of course, was Mega Man figurines, Dragon Ball Z figurines. These guys were a good maybe 8 inches or higher. Now, speaking of cool figurines, check out these movie accurate Ghostbuster figurines from the first movie. You have Goza the Gozerian, and of course her Hellhounds. I believe it is Zul and Vince Clotho, if I said the name correctly. In this giant kind of playset to represent, or rather recreate the original finale in the first film, even the glowing monster eye. And here's a nice still image for a better view. If there's anyone at Comic-Con that people know, it's Alex Ross. Regretfully, he was not there, but here's a small little look at a booth showcasing all of his artwork, beautifully framed up. You know, his hand-painted airbrush and watercolor. And he doesn't just do superheroes. Check out all these famous musicians also on display. Now from here, we're going to go downstairs. Not back to Artist Alley, but down to the basement. There's an entire section that was labeled as the experimental section on the map. And I kept wondering what was in there. I'll show you what's in there. It is a weird mix, but it shows that Comic-Con is trying a few different things. As you first walk in, you're greeted with a giant Kubo and the Two Strings photo op. A little creepy, but then again, it's Leica. Leica does creepy stuff. And I couldn't resist, guys. I had to get my shot in there with Kubo. That guy was awesome. Probably a girl in the costume, but still awesome. So the experimental area has things from all around. Kickstarters and fine material like this. This is an entire booth dedicated to wooden pieces for Dungeons and Dragons. So you have these wooden kind of pencil case shaped boxes. These are of course your dice holders. The cool thing about this, see all these different colors? These are all different types of wood. So this little dice holder, even though it's really small, is lightweight, durable, and because of the wood, can range from $25 to like $400, depending on the type of wood. And that goes for all the products, including these tabletop dice rolling mats. They have this really ornate feel to them. You also have little boxes to hold cards, small dice, and what I like about it is that all these boxes and material are either held together with magnets or these leather straps that just give it a nice feel. It's kind of classy. You want to class up your, you know, your late night D&D lessons. You also had these cool dice rolling towers. If you don't want to risk throwing your dice across the room, you drop it in and the box does it for you. But I'm going to let this fun guy right here explain what that means.
The tower is magnetic, so when you're done playing, together, comes a nice strap to keep everything together. Assembly, the inside, numbers next to all the magnets, so you can't forget how to put it together. Numbers on the inside of each piece as well. Line the numbers up 1 to 1. It goes together like so. 4, 2.
In the same area, we have a whole section dedicated to small card games like this Dungeon Explorer Classic Mode. I love this really cutesy art style for what is essentially a kind of Dungeons and Dragons board game that comes with all of these miniatures, all really cute and designed, like all these little animals. This little dog right here is actually one of the figurines you would use in this game. For what, I'm not sure, but the game looks cool. We also have games like Codename, which I hear came out maybe 2 years ago, which is a word association game to like decode what you think the leader of the game is leading to. And they have a new one which is completely picture-based, which adds a whole new level of creative thinking to it. Each picture can have like 2 to 3 different meanings, and you have to find out which one corresponds to the code given to it. Now all your anime fans out there are going to freak out. They have a Space Dandy card game. With all, it's bombastic. It has really shiny cards like those old Charizard Pokemon cards that everyone's trying to collect. It's right up Space Dandy's alley because it's just so showy.
No, it's not game. You don't have it.
Now, if anyone's looking for 3D printing, there's a whole bunch of printers out there. These guys were on display, and I'm going to say right now from first hand, they look amazing. Right here, he's printing out a really simple Pikachu mold. It's set at a fast pace, so the final mold, of course, will have ridges on it, which is a big complaint with a lot of 3D printing. But they had things like this on the table. Completely smooth, highly detailed skulls, and he said this takes maybe 3 or more hours, but what you get is a final product. Look how beautiful this came out. Go check them out, guys. Now from high-end 3D printing to, well, a Kickstarter. This is the Pinbox 3000. Look it up online. They have a Kickstarter. I believe it's still going. They are cardboard pinball machines. You pop it out, assemble it yourself, and as shown there, you also have a way to style it. You can paint them, you can add your own pieces to it, you use marbles, you can even connect it as shown here to essentially play one-on-one against each other, trying to get the pinballs onto your opponent's side. Now we're going to make our way back upstairs to the final part where we showcase Wonder Woman. So shown right here are original drawings for costume designs for the old Wonder Woman series. Everything from her weird swimsuit to her original outfit to drapery, even the swatches used to make the materials. And they're showing this alongside Linda Carter's Wonder Woman costume. And this is, you know, a piece of history right here. She even has her red, white, and blue American flag cape, and of course her small little lasso of truth. And side by side with this beauty are the new costumes for the Wonder Woman movie. You have everything from their fur coat on top of their armor, bronze in color, leather. This is Queen Hippolyta's costume, so that was really cool to have. But you know, it's looking for Wonder Woman, and here she is with a beautiful black fur coat on top, I might say. She has the red, blue, and gold. Hopefully that color will show up nicely in the film, I hope. But if you're looking for details of the weaponry, nearby was a sister booth to the movie, and this showed the bow and arrows, the shields. In the background you can see a little bit of old artwork representing Wonder Woman throughout the years. And that's it, guys. Comic-Con came and went. I got to see a lot. I hope you enjoyed these videos as I right now slowly descend into the depths of New York City to catch the train back to my small abode. Yes, it's a very long escalator. But anyway, as I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a chance to see a few things in my video you yourself might have missed when you were there. And if you weren't there, I hope you guys enjoyed it overall. Once again, I am Dante. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you in the future. Later.